The Buffalo Bisons are back home after traveling on the road. Let's take a look back at the week that was on this road trip recap presented by Take 5 Oil Change. The Buffalo Bisons come home following their season-long 12-game road trip, the first of which taking place in Scranton Wilkes and the following 6 in Lehigh Valley. Buffalo split the 12 games in even 6 wins and 6 losses. In the opening game of the series in Scranton, Buffalo struck first. 5 runs in the first inning of the series, including all 9 men coming to the plate for Buffalo. An RBI base hit by Riley Terada helped ignite Buffalo's offense. Willie McIver picked up a pair of RBIs, his first 2 as a member of the Bisons, with a 2-run base hit. And that was followed by a Josh Rivera fielder's choice, in which the Bisons would score 5 times in the opening inning. They would lead 5-1 after 1, but the Rail Riders would go to work scoring runs in the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th innings respectively, before Buffalo would tally one more time thanks to an RBI base hit by William Simonite. It would get Buffalo to an 8-6 deficit, but a second Spencer Jones home run of the game put it out of reach and gave the Rail Riders a 9-6 victory. Day 2 of the series was rained out. It was made up later on in the week. While the second game of the series took place on April 30th, the Bisons lost a 1-run heartbreaker in extra innings as Austin Voth made the start for Buffalo. As he went 3 2/3 innings, the bullpen was very good, the team using 5 different arms over the course of the game to help get the team through it, including an inning and a third of relief from Brendan Salucci, while Jorge Alcala also pitched an inning of scoreless relief. For the Bisons offense, they scored twice in the top of the 9th to tie the game. A double off the bat of Josh Rivera scored one of the runs, and once again, William Simonite coming through for Buffalo. It was a 2-hit game for the Bisons catcher, including an RBI triple that tied things at 4, but the Rail Riders would walk it off in the bottom of the 9th on a Jonathan Ornelas base hit. Scranton would also take the 3rd game of the series, followed by Buffalo winning their first in the 2nd game of the doubleheader, and was also the first career AAA victory for Grant Rogers. The Bison right-hander logged 5 innings for the Bisons in the start, where Buffalo would score 5 times in the top of the first. Rogers, his 5 innings of work, scattered 7 hits, giving up 3 runs, only 2 were earned, and he also struck out 6 in the process. The Bisons offense was led by Josh Rivera, had a bases-clearing triple as part of their 5-run barrage in the opening inning, and they never looked back. Riley Terada had a 3-hit game, including an RBI base hit in the opening inning, had a double and a run scored in the 3rd, and then Rivera would come through for 1 more RBI as well in the top of the 5th. And oh, by the way, William Simonite collecting 3 RBIs as the 6 and 7 hitters combined for 7 of Buffalo's 8 runs in the game. They would win their 2nd straight over Scranton Wilkes 4-2 on Saturday afternoon. And once again, it was strong starting pitching for the Herd as C.J. Van Eyck went 5 innings for the team. And eventually it would go 11 innings after the Bison scored first in the top of the 3rd inning. Ishmael Munguia, who was one time a Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Rider, joined Buffalo in Scranton on the trip, and he collected an RBI base hit for his first RBI as a member of the Bisons. It was a 2-hit day for Munguia as well, including that base hit in the 3rd that scored Rafael Lantigua. Buffalo would then fall behind 2-1. They would score a solo run in the top of the 6th thanks to Josh Kasevich, who had 2 hits in the game. His first an RBI single, scoring Lantigua once again. And then in extra innings, it was Munguia and Kasevich both scoring for Buffalo. First, R.J. Schreck would come through with a sacrifice fly. That was his first RBI of the week. And then Willie McIver with his 3rd RBI of the series. An RBI base hit made it 4-2 Buffalo, and the Bisons picked up their 2nd and final victory in Moosic. The Rail Riders would win the final game of the series 7-1, so Buffalo would leave Moosic with 2 wins across the series. And after an off day in Allentown, the Bisons began a 6-game series against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, first taking on the Pigs for a Tuesday morning contest in which the Iron Pigs would win 7-5, but once again, it was late offense for Buffalo that made things interesting. Charles McAdoo would record a 5-hit game for Buffalo, including a base hit and a run scored in the 6th. After Buffalo fell behind 3-0, he scored what was the team's first run of the game on a Willie McIver base hit, his 4th RBI of the road trip, and then the Bison's offense, trailing 7-1 at the time, would score 4 in the top of the 9th. McAdoo capping off his 5-hit day with a 3-run home run at the time, giving him 17 RBIs on the season. And the Bisons had the tying run in the batter's box, but weren't able to score him in their 7-5 defeat. But then Buffalo's offense would go to work with season highs in runs in several games across the series. Buffalo would score 24 times in the next 2 games, 11 in their first victory of the series, and it got going early on for the team. 2 runs in the top of the 1st. R.J. Schreck had a monster week at the plate, helping earn him International League Player of the Week honors, and it began in earnest in Game 2 of the series against the Iron Pigs. A 3-hit day, including a pair of 2-run doubles for Schreck. It was the first of back-to-back 5 RBI contests, the first Bison in the Blue Jay affiliation era to have back-to-back 5 RBI games. The Bisons put up crooked numbers 3 times in their 11-1 victory over Lehigh Valley. At the time, set season highs in both runs scored and base hits. Also, several Bisons, in addition to Shrek, had multi-hit performances. Ishmael Munguia, 2 for 6 at the plate. Charles McAdoo, Josh Kasevich, also with 2-hit days for the Bisons, in addition to William Simonite, who continued to be red hot. The following night, Buffalo would score 13 runs on only 10 hits. They were aided in part to several walks. It was a 10-walk night for the Bisons. That was a new season high for the team as well, in addition to setting a new season high in 13 runs in the victory. R.J. Shrek got the offense rolling in the top of the first. A 2-run home run for Shrek, his 4th homer of the season, and 2 of the 5 RBIs on the game. He would come through later on in an 8-run 5th inning, which is the most runs scored in any single inning of the season for the Bisons. They'd brought 13 total men to the plate, and for Shrek, he had 2 base hits in the inning overall, his first an RBI double, and then a 2-run base hit, capped the 8 runs for Buffalo, and allowed the team the 13-run outburst in a 13-5 victory. In the bullpen, Pat Gallagher recorded his first career AAA victory, going 2 2/3 innings scoreless for the Bisons behind Grant Rogers. Adam Macko, Brennan Salucci also pitching in the victory for Buffalo. Lehigh Valley would take the next contest 4-0, but then the final 2 games of the series, Buffalo would get the offense rolling once again. For the Bisons, on Saturday evening, 9 runs on 12 more hits, and Riley Terada came through with a lot of the offense for Buffalo. After the team had back-to-back bases-loaded walks in the second, they would add 4 more runs in the third to balloon the advantage to 6-0. There was the Terada 3-run home run, in addition to a Josh Kasevich RBI base hit. And once again, the Bisons infielder and one of the top prospects in the Blue Jays organization, a multi-hit game. 3 more hits for Kasevich in that contest last Saturday, accounting for 3 of Buffalo's 12 hits in the win. Shrek, 4 of those hits as well. So the 2 prospects in the Blue Jays organization having 7 of the 12 hits for Buffalo in the win. For Shrek, also added a double in the 9th inning to cap off his day at the plate, where he finished a triple shy of the cycle. Buffalo would win 9-7, and then on Sunday afternoon, another double-digit run performance for the Bisons, their 4th in just 6 games, scoring 11 more times and setting a new season high with 16 hits. Also giving Josh Fleming his first victory as a member of the Bisons. The left-hander would go 5 innings for Buffalo, scattering 3 hits and allowing just 1 run. For Shrek, in the top of the first offensively, got Buffalo on the scoreboard. Carlos Mendoza had an RBI base hit, and then it would be Shrek with a 2-run double in the 5th inning, helping the Bisons cause in a 5-run frame, and Willie McIver cashed in his first Bisons home run, capping off the 5-run frame. Buffalo would tack on 4 more in the 8th to salt away the victory. For Shrek, he finished the week batting .600, 3 more hits on Sunday, 15 for 25 overall on the week, and for Shrek, 16 RBIs as a member of the Bisons, earning him International League Player of the Week honors, and the Bisons split the road trip with the 4 victories out of 6 games in Allentown. The Bisons return home to take on the Worcester Red Sox for a 6-game series at Salem Field, and it is part of our America 250th anniversary celebration presented by KeyBank. As part of the 6-game homestand, in addition to the Tuesday presented by Taste New York and the Win It Wednesday, there's also the fastest fireworks show of the season on Thursday as part of Family Value Night, where we will set off all the fireworks all at one time on Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a 3-day extravaganza is the America 250 celebration presented by KeyBank, begins here at Salem Field. Friday night, the largest fireworks show of the season, followed by Armed Forces Day on Saturday. And as always, a post-game Kids Run the Bases on Sunday afternoon as well. This road trip recap is presented by Take 5 Oil Change. Remember, Bisons fans, wear your Bisons gear to your local Take 5 on Wednesday and get 25% off an oil change. With this road trip recap, I'm Pat Malacaro.